Well, it's Corey and Brody, or Bucky the Beaver's day here in Wisconsin.
We got sunglasses.
We got sunglasses, a little daytime bow fishing here. Hopefully we find some spawning fish. We're kind of under the clock because we got some pretty strong storms off to the west of us. So let's get the boat in and see what's going on during the daytime. Brody's never shot a fish in the daytime, so that's our goal today. He shot his 30-pounder, so let's put the boat in and head out, see what we can find for some bow fishing action here with AMS Bowfishing and Team Interlock. Not bad, that's all right. We got our first fish of the day here. These fish are feeding right now. There's no spawning going on in here, but there's a lot of carp. This one here we just saw underneath those reeds over there, feeding underneath the scum. Top of them. Just sitting up there mouthing this scum in right here. And when they do that, they go on the bottom and they filter up their roots with their mouth, and then they force all the dirt out of their gills. And what they're doing is they're releasing phosphorus, which causes you to see all the algae blooms inside here. So that's another reason these carp are so invasive. That's why we're out here shooting them today. Yeah, that wasn't great. One nice thing about the boat, stand on the light rail, you can see a lot better. Just had a big old buffalo barreling around the side of me. I swung and I shot. And I took a little bit too close to the edge there, and right in the drink I went. We heard the croc go. Yeah. Whew. It'll happen.
Aim low, aim lower. That's a common term you hear when it comes to bow fishing. Aim low. That's because generally our targets are below the water's surface and we account for water refraction. But what the heck is water refraction? Water refraction is the bending of light as it passes through the water. This happens because the water is denser than air, so light has to slow down and changes direction. Water refraction is a major challenge in bow fishing because it makes fish appear closer to the surface than they really are. The saying in bow fishing is to use a 10-4 rule. Now that's aiming 10 inches below the target for every 4 feet of depth. Now generally, we're not bow fishing in that deep of water, so I tell people to aim at the bottom of the fish's belly. From there, we can start making adjustments. Like we always say, aim low, think big.
had just asked Matt when we got out here, because it was kind of, I would call it lame. I mean, it was fun, but nothing really going on. And I asked him, I said, you ever bowfish and then all of a sudden the light switch gets turned on? And we believe the light switch is about to get turned on. We've got some spawning action right there, right over my shoulder. The fish are definitely pushing, and hopefully here in the next few minutes it gets wild and crazy.
You know, unfortunately, we're not able to do a closing for this because, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, we had those strong storms that were moving in from the west. And we were way back there in the bay, and the bay is very shallow for a long ways out. We can't just, you know, plane and get back to the boat landing really quick. So we were kind of putting back to the boat landing. Those storms caught up to us. We were getting drenched. We had our rain gear on. All the camera stuff was put away by the time we got back to the boat landing. But I tell you what a great time with Corey and his son Brody. To watch him shoot those 230-pounders the night before, how cool was that? To go back out the next day and then shoot those buffs that were spawning was just awesome. And like I always say, bow fishing to me is about making memories on the water.